And we're live, and we are live. Welcome back to another episode of the Saturday Sit Down, the Christmas edition. I am your friendly elf, T. Harris, at When the Needle Drops.
And I'm your other friendly LQG, aka the Nerdy Little Bubba.
All right, so QG, tell the people where you at, man, because you ain't in your normal setup. So tell the people where you at this evening.
I mean, I don't necessarily want to give all my whereabouts, but let's just say that I'm out of town visiting my parents for the day.
Yeah. So he out of town, and but we gonna make it happen anyway. So he may jump on and off a little bit, but we gonna keep the show rolling. All right. So again, welcome to another episode of Saturday Sit Down. We are on episode 6 of season 2. And this evening, we are here to provide you with the soundtrack for your holiday gatherings and share our favorite Christmas music. So, as always, we always start with our mission, which is to share our love for music in a way that is accessible and enjoyable to everyone, from the novice to the knowledgeable. And we don't like to be loud and wrong, because there's a lot of music podcasts out there that are loud and wrong. Can the church say amen?
Amen.
All right. So let's go ahead and get this show on the road, my brother. First question on the docket. What was the first Christmas song you remember hearing and or singing?
Oh, goodness. The first Christmas song I remember hearing was James Brown's Let's Make This Christmas Mean Something.
Okay.
Had an 8-track Christmas music. And I remember that. I think that was the first song. It might have been something else, but I feel like that was the first song I remember hearing back in the day. And then the first song I remember singing, probably something in, nursery school, like Jingle Bells or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right, man. Between school and chorus classes in elementary school or preschool and the church, that's where we got our introduction to a lot of Christmas music. Like, of course, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Silent Night and Jingle Bells and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And then, of course, the church, you had Joy to the World and Go Tell It on the Mountain and Oh Come All Ye Faithful and Hark the Herald Angel. So, yeah, like most of us, our introduction to Christian, I would say church Christmas music was either through the church or through school. And, of course, the church can't get into the Christian, Judeo-Christian tradition of Christmas music, which we'll hit into a little bit when we talk about the brief history of Christmas music. But that's how we got most of our start. And of course, those songs are what we call standards, which are covered by everybody. Everybody's covered those songs at some point in time. All right. So let's talk about Christmas gift giving. Next question. What is the best Christmas gift you remember receiving as a child?
Ooh, let's see. I would say my bike.
Okay.
I actually it's 2 of them. The first bike I remember having, I think it came from Sears. And this is, when I was just learning how to ride a bike and it had wheels, all that. But the second bike I got was a little red Huffy. And me and that bike, we used to ride around the yard and I was just happy. I had to pick one. Out of all the gifts I got as a kid, I would say probably that little red Huffy. Okay.
Man, I came up with this question. It was hard for me to come up with one. Because man, shout out to my parents, man, especially my mom. Like, I know there were some Christmases where we didn't have a whole lot. But when I tell you, moms always came through for me and my sisters. Like, I can't think of anything that we didn't have on our wish list that we didn't get. I remember probably one of my earlier Christmases. I remember, those of you who grew up in the 80s, y'all remember how big He-Man was, right?
Yeah.
So I remember getting the Castle Grayskull that you could open that joint up and see the inside of it. And she bought me like all the He-Man figurines. I had them all, He-Man and Skeletor and Man of Arms with Battle Cat and all them, man. Like she hooked me up that year.
Yeah, whole set.
Yeah. And then of course the other most favorite Christmas gift I got was when I got the original Nintendo, the Nintendo NES. My cousin had one like a couple years preceding that. He was in high school, and man, I remember begging for that thing for like 2 years until the price finally was where my mom was like, "Okay, you could get it." And then that was the Nintendo that came with the gun
Mm-hmm.
Duck Hunt,
Duck Hunt.
and Super Mario
Yeah.
Brothers. Man, listen. Man, I remember she let me stay up all night to play that thing, man. I was probably falling asleep, aiming at the duck.
I missed the bus one morning playing Super Mario Brothers.
And
I did. I was playing. I was like, I can get this quick game in real quick. And
I'm
then
telling you,
I
man.
heard the bus pulled up, and I was like, okay, let me go ahead and run out the door. But when I ran out the door, the bus was already driving away. So,
Man,
yeah.
man, you're right, man. I like we weren't addicted to video games the way this generation is, like, because we knew there was a cutoff time. Like your parents would come in the room and give you that look, like, all right, now that's enough. Like you need to go outside and find something else to do. But yeah, man, I got hooked up that Christmas, man. Like I'm looking at the comments. I'm gonna share some of these on the comments, man. Like y'all bringing back some memories. Timogen says a Teddy Ruxpin and a CD boombox. Shout out to Teddy Ruxpin, man. You put the tape in the back of that joint. So
Yep.
my cousin had a Teddy Ruxpin, and they put a rap tape in the back of it. So Teddy was rapping.
Wow. I had the Teddy Ruxpin. One of my cousins had the Teddy Ruxpin, but I never seen.
Yeah, that's dope. Lisa said skates. Yeah, man, skates were a big deal, man. If you got you a dope pair of skates, man, you were it, because the skating rink was a thing. Another one, Mo Millie said, I would say the best gift I received as a kid was the MC Hammer doll that came with a cassette, the Can't Touch the single. You took it back with that. If you still have that, Mo, you sitting on some money right now.
Yes, somebody somewhere will pay you a lot of money for that. Hold on to it if you still got
it. Yeah. Dega Marie says, probably the year I received everything Cabbage Patch related. The doll, a high chair, a stroller, and plus more. Man, I remember those Cabbage Patch dolls were hot commodities back in the day. Sister Adrian, shout out to Adrian. She said, I almost missed the bus playing Tetris. Yo. And then Pretty and Thrifty, the Speak and Spell. I remember those. Little handheld game. And then Dega Marie says, the year I got my Nintendo in so many games. Yeah, man, that Nintendo was it. I wish I still had my Nintendo. In fact, man, I got a high school classmate that collects Nintendo games. He has, like, the way we collect records and physical music, he collects Nintendo games. Like, he has a whole room with like Nintendo games on 6-foot shelves in his original system, and the power pad and the glove and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So yeah, shout out to David Wagner, man. So we're gonna go into a brief history of Christmas music. So we talked about this a little bit when I asked about what were the first Christmas songs you remember hearing. And like I said, most of it was either in church or in school. But what I found out doing my research for this episode was Christmas music kind of had its origin in religious practices and the transformation of the pagan traditions into Christmas celebrations. Okay. If you are educated, you know that Christmas ain't Jesus's birthday. We celebrate the occasion as such, but Jesus wasn't born on December 25th. Okay.
Right.
We understand that the origin of Christmas goes along with the Roman celebration of Saturnalia, which always happened around the same time of the year where they gave gifts and things like that. So, okay. For those who are woke and saying Christmas ain't Santa Claus, but Christmas ain't Jesus' birthday. I know that. Most of us know that.
Right. We know.
Yeah, we know. So the first known Christmas hymns were in Latin and were actually part of services in 4th century Rome. The earliest Christmas carols were in the 12th century. And this was around the time where they started mixing secular Christmas-related lyrics, and they were adding those to popular songs. So prior to the 20th century, all Christmas songs were primarily religious, but it's funny how sad times can bring joy. So during the Great Depression, there was a change in the theme of Christmas songs, and those songs became more happier and secular in nature. So that's when you start having songs like Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, and White Christmas. So this is around the Great Depression. So basically sadness sort of brought upon joy, and the way Christmas music was presented changed itself. Lastly, the first recorded secular Christmas song was in 1780, and it was the song known as the 12 Days of Christmas. I think QG may have dropped off. He's having some internet issues, but there he is. All right, he's back. Oh, all right, there you go.
I said that must have been on my end.
Yeah. You good now? Matter of fact, you came back in much clearer and the sounds better too.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, so we're gonna move on to the next thing, man. So when we was compiling our list of songs, one thing we said was there are a few songs that we knew were probably gonna be on both of our lists. So I'm gonna title this segment "Everyone's Favorite Christmas Songs," because Black folk, most Black folk love these songs. Some of them are older, some of them are newer, but not necessarily Black folk. But those who love good music love these songs. So we're gonna start with the first one. Donny Hathaway's "This Christmas." Talk about what this song means to you, Q.
That is a staple. I mean, well, besides the other song that we're probably going to mention, Christmas doesn't really officially begin until you hear this song. I mean, Donny Hathaway encompassing everything about the spirit of the season, and he does it in an eloquent way. You know, and I mean, the song is a certified classic. It's been made over many times. Like, matter of fact, earlier today I heard the Chris Brown remake of it, which wasn't bad, but it's not Donny. So, you know, but that one is definitely on the Hall of Fame, if you will, of Christmas music, and not just Black Christmas music either. Like Christmas, period.
No, like all artists have covered this song. I did a look like Donny Hathaway's our frat brother. The gentleman he collaborated with on this song, they attended Howard University together. He was an Omega. He said Donny's goal was to create a Christmas song that would outlast him, but would also be a staple in Black households, and it is that. But the crazy part about it is, this song didn't become popular, like when we talk popular, like American popular, until like 1991. But I was growing up and hearing this song like in my grandparents' house. Yeah, so yeah, you don't think when I hear Donny Hathaway's "This Christmas," that's when I know it's Christmas time. He paints such a perfect picture of what Christmas means to him, man.
Yep.
Yeah. But like you said, every artist has covered it. Many of them do a good job, but like you said, it ain't Donny.
It ain't Donny.
Yeah, ain't nobody touching Donny. All right. So the next one on our list, The Temptations, "Silent Night."
Listen, like I said, it is not Christmas until I hear the opening melody, and then you hear Melvin come in with "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." I mean, that's when I know it's Christmas time. Actually, no, I take that back. It's when you hear the that's when it's Christmas time. Yeah. Okay. You gotta play this song. Like, I was playing it yesterday. We were putting ornaments on the tree. I had it going in the background. So that is, if I had to put it on the mountaintop of Christmas music, yes, Temptation, "Silent Night." I mean, you gotta hear it, you gotta play. Again, it's another worldwide classic.
Exactly. Absolute staple. And this song goes diamond. I was gonna say platinum, but it's higher than platinum. This song goes diamond in Black households. And shout out to Motown Records, man, because Motown put out some heat at Christmas time, man. Between the Temptations and the Jackson 5, like almost all their artists had a Christmas song that was successful. But yeah, when you hear like
I got a funny story.
When you hear Dennis Edwards say "In My Mind," you know what time it is.
Oh, you already know what time it is. So I got a funny story. So a while, that's probably about 10, 12 years ago now or longer. Somebody I know, some people that we actually went to school with at USC, got married, and they had a post wedding celebration. And the DJ played "Silent Night" at the celebration, talking about he wanted to dedicate it to the couple in their marriage. And so everybody was just looking, what does this have to do with marriage? But what can I say?
That's
DJ. It is what it is.
That's super awkward, but funny at the same time.
Well, they
Yeah,
definitely have a memory of that, of now this song being associated with the union of a very wonderful couple. So yeah.
So I'm gonna tell a little story about my relationship with this song. Okay, I'm gonna
Mhm.
catch the comments, so I'm gonna go ahead. So for years, I had a love-hate affair with this song. Okay,
Mm.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I don't know if it's because everyone else loved it and I was just being a contrarian, but
Mhm.
um, maybe 2 years ago, on when Naima Cochran, who runs Music Sermon on Instagram,
Mhm.
had put on there, "What song do you don't like that other people love?" And I put Silent Night. You talking about? I caught some heat on that comment. I probably had 4,000 people say, "What is wrong with you? We're gonna revoke your black card." Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. I deserved all the smoke on that. But again, age has brought a different perspective on this song
Mhm.
because I again the Temptations is dope, the harmonies are dope. It's a classic, man. I have evolved as I've got.
But the thing
Yeah,
is, the Temptations, this is the second version that the Temptations did of Silent Night, because
it
apparently they
did.
did one in the late 60s, I guess,
Yep.
maybe early 70s, might have been the 60s. So this is the second version of that.
Yeah. 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 Oh, yeah. It is right. Yeah, because I think they have two Christmas albums. The
Mhm.
first one was with the original lineup, and then the second one was with Dennis Edwards and all them. Right in '80.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Yeah, someone said I should have kept that to myself. Listen, y'all, I'm going to be honest. Okay, I'm not going to lie to the audience. Okay, I'm not going to say something that ain't true. But yeah,
You're
y'all,
being transparent.
I'm being transparent. So the fact that I was honest and being transparent, I think I deserve to get my black card back.
You
Thank you,
got it back. You got it back.
thank you, brother.
You
I appreciate your support, man.
did you
It's
know,
love.
you
It's love. It's all love over here. Thank you. All right, the next one is all right. Outcast Players Ball.
Mhm. Mhm.
Believe it or not, people, this is a Christmas song. Okay.
Yep. LaFace Christmas 1992.
Yep. 93. 3.
Oh, 93. 93.
Yeah. Yeah. So this song was actually released on LaFace Records Christmas album, 1993. It was the world's introduction to Outkast. I
Yep.
love when Organized Noise tell the story, especially Rico Wade, because
Mhm.
they said that they thought that the idea was absolutely corny. That
Mhm.
they wanted to be, L.A. Reid wanted to introduce them to the world via a Christmas song. So they put their own little spin on that joint, and basically made it like Christmas in the Hood, but a
Yep.
players ball taking place on Christmas Day.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
And little
yeah.
did they know that the next year,
Oh man,
not even 6 months later,
yeah.
they were about to take
Boom.
a storm.
Yeah, yeah. That album dropped like you said. No, I think it was November '93. Outkast album dropped March of '94.
Yep.
But like, there's two different versions of the songs.
There
So
is.
they have the Christmas version.
Yep.
That Sleepy Brown says all the players came from far and wide, and the players ball happened on Christmas Day.
Right.
And then on the album version, it says the players ball is happening all day, every day.
Right. And so
Yeah.
if you have the LaFace Christmas album, then you would have thought that, oh, this is just them throwing a little jingle bells on the
Mm-hmm.
song. But when I knew, because I had both albums, I was like, oh, okay, they flipped it.
Yeah. Adrian made a good observation on this record. She said it's their version of Hollis. Yeah, Christmas at Hollis. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
DMC. Exactly. Which is another Christmas staple. Good example there, sis. All right, yeah. So those of you that didn't know, now you know. Outkast Players Ball originally was released as a Christmas song and
Right.
is one of their most popular records to this
Yes.
day. Shout out to Outkast. Shout out to Organized Noise, late great Rico Wade. All right, the next one is Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas." Talk
You
about
know,
it.
the song actually had to grow on me, because
Mhm.
when I first heard it, I didn't like it. I was like, okay, this is Mariah Carey, singing. It's whatever. I didn't really like it, but now I'll consider that on the pantheon of Christmas music also. Especially because you're gonna hear it just about every day leading up to Christmas.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it starts November 1st because you
Right,
start seeing the memes on social media saying Mariah's throwing out. And
right.
I love the fact that she joined in on the fun and she did the commercial where she busting out of ice cream in this time. That's
Yep.
pretty dope. But yeah, man, like this song came out 30 years ago. And
Mm-hmm.
every single year, the past 7 or 8 years, it goes number one on the Billboard charts.
Yep.
Yeah. I saw a thing earlier this week. This song has made over $100 million in royalty.
Oof.
And it's split between her and the other songwriter and producer, Walter Afnasoff, something like I can't say his name correctly. Forgive me, Walter. But yeah, $100 million in royalties. Best-selling Christmas song of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. It has the longest gap between being released and going number one. So it was 25. So it came out in 94.
Yep.
And then it went number one again in 2019. And it's going number one every single chance this week. So Mariah Carey is the queen of Christmas. I got her album up on the wall right there.
Yep. I remember that very.
Yep. And this is my wife's favorite Christmas album. In fact, she told me yesterday, she said, if you don't talk about Mariah Carey's Christmas album, we're going to have a problem. I said, yes, ma'am. Yep. If you watching, babe, I mentioned Mariah Carey's Christmas album and I put it up on the wall. It's right there. So you can see it. So the thing is, though, like a lot of people don't like the song because like it's played over and over again. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna give props because the entire album is dope. The album is more than just a song. So if you've never listened to Mariah Carey's Christmas album, please do. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, because I was listening to a couple songs yesterday because I had a Spotify playlist going in the background, and it was a couple songs I heard off this album that I didn't hear before, and I was like, okay, I'm impressed.
Yeah. Like some people mentioned like her version of Jesus, What a Wonderful Child. Yeah. I mean, excellent. Someone says I loved it from the break, but they overplaying it. As soon as November 1st hit, she takes over. Yeah. I don't. There are people of a certain age who took this song and made it blow up, and they all a lot younger than us, or most of the people that are watching.
That's what happens, right? Like the younger generation will, discover it, or they think they discovered it anyway, and then all of a sudden they rocket it to number one because they like it too. And that's to the younger generation really does like good music, but they're being fed, so to speak, good music.
Yeah. Shout out to the young Thundercats, man. Y'all have helped Mariah Carey make a lot of money off this song over the last year. Yeah. So again, everyone's favorite Christmas songs: Donny Hathaway's "This Christmas," The Temptations' "Silent Night," Outkast "Players Ball," Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas." So now we're gonna jump into our top seven.
Yep.
Tell them why we did seven, because we had something very special in a couple weeks ago.
We had to do seven for the Jewels, which are the founders of the one and only Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Shout out to the moving, shaking, forever money-making gentlemen of the almighty and internationally known Theta Nu chapter at the University of South Carolina. And I also have to give a quick out to my reclaimed chapter of Pi Upsilon Lambda, located in Largo, Maryland, aka the Frozen Pharaohs of PG County.
Listen, don't nobody do no intro like QG. I tell you what. Don't nobody do no intro like QG. Yeah, we recently celebrated our fraternity's founding date. So we decided to go with a top 7 versus a top 5 to celebrate our beloved jewels, our founders of our dear fraternity. So, all right, QG, I'm going to give you the honors of kicking it off and go with your song number 1, man.
All right, my first song is Christmas Time by the late, great Mr. Ray Charles.
You know, one thing I can count on for you when you provide us with any songs is, man, you're going to hit that soul, man, every time.
I love this song. It's just the way that Ray starts off. He's just like, Christmas time. You know, you could tell he's sitting in front of the piano, playing the song. and then he had the choir in the background, and yeah, it's a hard hitting song, but it's a nice, kind of classic Christmas
It
song.
is.
Mood,
Yeah.
of me.
Yeah. When I listened to it earlier today, I was like, man, this is one of those songs where you sitting on the couch with the wife or with the kids or a significant other, and the fireplace is going in the background and the trees are, you ain't even got the TV on, man. Y'all just chilling and having a drink, man. It's a really chill, laid back, soulful Christmas joint, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, excellent choice there, man. All right. My number, well, let me go to remind the people, this is in no particular order.
Right.
These are just 7 we listed, so no particular order. So my number one is Stevie Wonder's That's What Christmas Means to Me. I love this song. It is reminiscent of 1960s Motown.
Mm-hmm.
The studio band was doing their thing. Stevie gives you a great picture of what Christmas means to him and what Christmas looks like. And besides, man, I'm a Stevie Wonder fanatic. I'm always going to have to give Stevie some love on most of our lists. But yeah, I absolutely love this song. It comes from the album. I think the album is called Someday at Christmas, which is another classic Stevie Wonder Christmas track. Yes, but I love this song, man. There's some really, really good remakes of this one.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Legend has covered it. His is actually pretty good. They feature Stevie Wonder on the song, and then Fantasia did one too. And she rocked the house on it too.
She did a good job on her version of it.
Yeah. So I give Fantasia some love, but yeah, I absolutely love this song, man. And then of course, being young Stevie and having just came out to church, he takes it to church towards the end too.
Yeah. It's a picture,
Yeah.
You listen to it and you could visualize what Stevie's actually singing about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, candles burning low, lots of mistletoe, lots of snow and ice. Choir singing carols everywhere we go.
Yep.
So yeah, he paints a nice picture of what Christmas means to him and what it looks like. All right.
Yep.
Number 2.
Of mistletoe,
go ahead, buddy.
We're gonna go number 2 for me, which is done by the late great Isaac Hayes, and he says it's all about mistletoe and me.
Yeah.
Now that is one where you sitting in front of the fireplace with your significant other, wife, girlfriend, whoever, you may have in your life at that time. And again, y'all just chilling, y'all watching the fire, having a drink, listening to the music in the background. It's just, it's like, it's love at Christmas is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, Isaac, you can't go wrong with Isaac Hayes, man. The voice, the production's always on point. Was he with Stax yet, or he's still with Enterprise?
No, he was he was with Enterprise when he did it, but it was off I feel like it was called the Stax Christmas. I think that's the name. I got to look it back up, but it was on a compilation album from Stax Christmas, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So, yeah,
that's another good Christmas compilation album. If y'all have never checked that out, man.
Oh
yeah, it's another one that, just like I said, smooth, soulful. Isaac got the baritone voice. Yeah,
that album is actually hard. You don't have it, you should look it up on Spotify, and because it's gonna give you a different, I guess you could say, phases. It's gonna give you a love phase. It's gonna give you Albert King, giving you some blues. The emotions. All the artists on Stax did some sort of Christmas song.
Yeah. Shout out to Stax. Speaking of Stax, we may have an episode on Stax for 2025.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. Yeah,
we definitely gonna have to do that, man. I love how you show Stax love. Good old Southern soul right there. All right. So my number 2 song is probably from one of my favorite male artists. But it's almost like it's a sad, melancholy song, but it's played a lot during the holidays. And it's by none other than the late great Luther Vandross. And it's Every Year, Every Christmas from his Christmas album. It is Christmas. I think that's the name of it. But yeah, I love this song. It's kind of sad, man. Like, he talks about, I don't know how love could do this to me. I've waited and waited for someone I could never see, but I'm sentimental. I'm so hopeful you'll be here. So here I am every year, every Christmas. So basically, like, and then he talks about how, like, his friends are around and they're having a good time, but he's still waiting for that one love to be with him during the holidays.
You know, I never listened to Luther's Christmas album, but this very song came up yesterday again while we was putting ornaments on the tree. And I was like, you know what? And I started listening to more tracks from the album. And I was like, that was kind of dope. Like, I can't believe I missed out that very same one.
Yeah.
So I missed out on listening to that. Luther actually sings decent, like, great Christmas songs.
He really does. Yeah. This album has it has Every Year, Every Christmas. His version of Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. My Favorite Things. Mistletoe Jam is another dope one. Man, you know what's funny? I was out of town with the missus last weekend, and we did a record store crawl. I actually found this album as I was ringing up when I was about to buy it at the register, and I was like, I got to get my hands on this. Yeah. This is one of my favorite Christmas songs, but it sort of fits that theme. And those of you who are fans of Luther Vandross, you know Luther was constantly looking for that love and reassurance. So he almost that was sort of some of the themes that were weaved throughout a lot of his songs. But shout out to Luther Vandross, man. And also, speaking of Luther Vandross, New Year's Day, the Luther Vandross Never Too Much documentary is going to air on CNN.
And I will be watching too.
We'll be tuned in. Yep. So check that out when you get a chance. All right, Q. What you got, man, for number 3? Oh, this is a good one.
So my number 3 song, I'm going with, once again, the late great Nat King Cole, Christmas Song.
Yeah.
The song is elegant. Like, if you listen to the harmony, the strings, the way it's put together, and then King Cole comes in with Chestnut. I mean, the man had the voice of Velvet. And I want to say this song is actually, dare I say, kind of old. Like, I think this song came out in the 40s. Like, I think if I saw it correctly, I think it came out in like 1947.
Yeah. Let me look it up. I think he released different versions of it, didn't he?
What's that?
I think he may have released it a couple times, right?
I think he did. Yeah. I mean, he is the man that built Capitol Records. I don't care what nobody says. He built Capitol Records just off his voice alone. And this song here is another classic that has to be in the rotation.
Yeah. So I just looked it up, man. He actually, he recorded this song 4 different times. Yeah, he originally recorded in you were right. You were almost to the day, Q. You said 1946.
Oh, 46.
Then he recorded it again in 53. And then again in 61. So the 61 version is the one that we hear the most on radio stations.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So he talking about being a perfectionist, man.
He was. And you know what's crazy is he even said that his voice, his singing voice, he credited it to smoking menthol cigarettes.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. I read an interview where they said he smoked a lot because he thought that helped enhance his voice.
And then didn't he ultimately succumb to lung cancer?
Unfortunately, yep, he did.
Wow. Yeah, we got a lot of comments on Nat King Cole, the King of Christmas. Yeah. King of Christmas. Someone mentioned the violins. Someone described his voice as silk. His version gets played faithfully. I mean, yeah, you hear that version everywhere. Like, it don't matter. You're going to hear it in the shopping malls, and you hear the malls, the grocery store. You turn on any radio station that's playing Christmas music. Same thing, man.
I think I even heard at Home Depot.
Yeah. Someone said it sounded like you could sit at the chimney listening to the song. For real. So if you go on YouTube, there is a cartoon interpretation of this song, and it's basically him playing the piano with like his family surrounding him. It's pretty cool, man. It's like it gives you
that. I saw that.
Yeah, it's really cool, man.
Yeah.
All right, so we are gonna go to my number. Lost the comments there. Okay, so we're gonna go to my number 3. All right. So this, man, I love this song. First of all, shout out to Choco on social media, man, because he's giving this song new life because it's funny, man. Cause he always does these little skits where he has on a green sweater and a Santa hat, and he has this song playing, and it's the song makes me laugh because I'm thinking every time I hear this song when they were recording it, Paul McCartney was probably in the studio, was like, I don't want no other instrument, just bring in all the synths. Because that's all you hear in this song, and it's Paul McCartney's "Wonderful Christmas Time." I love this song, man. It makes me happy. This is one of them songs that just bring you Christmas joy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yeah. I really, now that you said that, that probably makes sense. Paul was probably like, I just want this.
yeah. I don't want no other instruments. All I want is a synth. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is a great Christmas song, man. It's up tempo. It's fun. It just sounded like they were having a good time in the studio when they recorded this.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong. This is another one that should definitely be in the rotation for anybody's Christmas playlist.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of playlists, this will be available. It's already there. So, and I'll talk more about that when we get to the end. But the playlists are already available, and of course, I'll let you guys know where you can find that. Yep. And also, like Mo Millie said, this song got a little bounce to it. It does, man. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, love that song, man. All right. So we're going to go to number 4. QG, tell the folks what your number 4 is.
My number 4 song is from Miss Carla Thomas, and she says, "Gee whiz, it's Christmas." Mm-hmm. I mean, that's another one that, now this is one of the songs I do remember hearing as a kid off that same 8-track. I don't know where my parents got this 8-track from. Ain't had no picture on there, no writing on it, but this song was on there, and it starts off doom doom dun 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 dun, and you could tell that was the Stax House Band, back with Cropper Booker T, Steve Cropper, Booker T, Donald Duck Dunn, probably Isaac Hayes, because Isaac Hayes used to play on a lot of Stax records too. And of course, Carla coming in with the vocals, and she's the daughter of Rufus Thomas. Yep. So yeah, this song encapsulates what it's like when you're thinking about somebody at Christmas.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, like I said, man, another Stax record song, another real soulful, like Southern funk. You can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong at all.
You can't go wrong with that. So my number 4 is from none other than Alexander O'Neal, and it's from his album of the same title, and it's "My Gift to You."
That's smooth.
Yeah, that's smooth, man. Yeah, shout out to Alex O'Neal, Jimmy Jam, and Terry Lewis put their stamp on it. Great Christmas song. Another one that's a mandatory to have on your Christmas playlist. And like I said, it's smooth. It's sort of a mid-tempo Christmas ballad, for lack of better words. But yeah, he's just basically like basically saying, this is what I'm giving. I'm giving you my love. This is my gift to you. All right.
Nobody else sing that song.
What's that?
Stay forward, Alex.
It was. Like, it's one of the few I've noticed, man. It's funny you say that, because I've noticed, like, we're starting to get into the era now where a lot of Christmas music from our childhood is being covered. Ain't nobody touched this.
Nope.
No.
Can't.
They can't. Yeah.
That song was made specifically. Jamie Lewis was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this song specifically for Alexander O'Neal. Nobody else can touch this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, absolutely. Yeah. Jam and Lewis and Alexander O'Neal were a match made in heaven, man. And I love how we talked a little bit about this on our 80s R&B episode. I loved how when he got dropped from the Time by Prince, and then they made it as producers, and they came back and got him. Yeah, that's what it's all about right there. But this is one of my favorite Christmas albums, period. I just actually picked this up on vinyl not too long ago. It's somewhere back here.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Oh, number 5, Q.
Number 5 is from none other than Wham. And they say Last Christmas. You talk about a Christmas song that is everything 80s. This song is it. So what's
is.
crazy is that they just put it on their, I don't think it was their debut album, it might have been their second album.
Yeah.
They just kind of put it on there, and there's a backstory because I saw the documentary that they did about George Michael. Was George Michael or Wham? I can't remember what it was. It might have been about.
Yep.
And they talked about how that song ended up on that second album. But this song right here is everything 80s encapsulated. It's kind of a sad song too, if you think about it. You know, because he's reminiscing over love, I guess. And you know, this here, just it sounds like he's somewhat crying on the song, even though it's a Christmas song. So shout out to the late great George Michael and Wham. Yep, that's it.
Yep, that's it. Yep. Man, you know you got too many records when anytime you name a song, you can just pull that joint out.
Yeah, we're down in the basement.
I have a problem, man. That's okay.
That's okay. It's
work happens to have, man. You know,
it's a hobby. You know what I'm saying? It's a good hobby. So
it's a good hobby, yeah. But yeah, man, it's smooth, man. I like George Michael, man. And you know, it's ironic that he came out with such a memorable Christmas song and then ultimately passed away on Christmas. I think 2016 or 2017.
Yeah, I think it was 2016.
Yeah, ultimately, passed away in 2016 on Christmas Day. But yeah, he provided us with a great song. The video is cool too.
Yeah, it is. Because I think they even said in the documentary how the video came about. Like they drove up way up into some mountains or something. They picked the perfect time to do it. It was snowing. They said they had a rough time trying to shoot the video, but they were able to pull it off.
Yeah. And it's like you said, the setting is perfect. I think they're like in a log cabin and they got the fire and the Christmas tree. Yep. They drink eggnog and they're having a good time in the video too. So it goes along perfectly. The visuals go along perfectly with the song.
Yeah.
All right. My number 5, one of your favorite groups, and this was like a last minute addition to my list. I struggled once I got past like 4. So I had so many. I was like, I got to narrow this thing down. Yeah. And man, so this song is from the Mighty OJs. I can hardly wait till Christmas. Man, when I tell you Walter Williams did his thing on this joint right here, and when the harmonies in the background, you know, it's funny. I thought, of course, with their connection with Philadelphia International Records, at that point, they weren't on Philly International Records, I don't think. But they wrote and produced this themselves. But yeah, love this song, man. It describes it perfectly, man. Like January slow, February snow. Yeah. I can't wait till Christmas. And that's exactly what it feels like.
I need to research and see if the OJs did any like Christmas albums during the Philly International period. Yeah. I feel like they may have. I know they did a couple songs, but I feel like they didn't. I think that was a missed opportunity.
Absolutely, yeah. They would have made a really good Christmas album. But yeah, this was their post Philadelphia International days when they came out with this album. But this is their Christmas song.
Yeah,
there's another one of those songs that like it's not quote unquote popular, but it's multi-platinum in a lot of African American households, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's one of the ones you play in the background. You know, when you have. You might have people over. You might have a little Christmas party or something, you know, or you might be in the background cooking a Christmas-related meal, and so you have that song playing in the background.
Yeah, so I love this song. It's definitely included. I don't know how many different Christmas playlists I've either created myself or I've followed from other people, but on every single one of them, this song is present. Okay, QG, give us number 6.
All right, my number 6 song. This one is one of my favorites. Like I gotta hear this every Christmas season. It is none other than the Curtis Blow with Christmas rap. You know, when he starts out and he's like, "'Twas the night before Christmas." Hold up now, this song's played out. Wait a minute. So this song was actually. Let me see now. I want to say they put this song out before they put out These Are the Breaks. This is how Curtis Mayfield. This is how Curtis got his record deal with Mercury Records and became the first rapper with a major record label.
What?
I read that somewhere.
Yeah.
And so this song
was it the B side of the breaks? Because you know you had an A
it
B
might
side.
be the side of the breaks.
Yeah.
Because this was released as a single, but I don't think it was released as a main single. But the song blew up when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I mean I love it. I love it. That's like the more hip hop side. And that was the world's introduction to hip hop, but also hip hop Christmas type anthems. Like there would be no Run DMC Hollis and Queens without Curtis Blow's Christmas rapping.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Oh, I agree. Yeah. Yeah. This song, every time I think about the Martin Christmas episode when I hear this song and Miss Jerry and the little guy that's on there and they come out dancing.
Yeah. I remember
that
that episode.
Yeah, hilarious, man.
But it just reminds me of like everybody, I wouldn't say necessarily the hood, but people in New York, they just gathered around. They probably in somebody's, brownstone tenement, just partying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is definitely one of the first, like, the early years of hip hop, like first popular songs from that era. Yeah, man. That's crazy. I didn't realize this was the song that sort of helped blow him up. Wow, a Christmas song, the gift of Christmas, man. The gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, and for all you young folks that are watching the show that are of a certain age, this is the sample that was used in Next, Too Close.
Yep.
A song that's on the list of songs that we had no business singing.
Well, I mean, I was already of age when that song came out, so
yeah, you're a little bit older than me, man. So you good, like
I mean, we was in the clubs in Columbia, dancing to it. So yeah.
Shout out to KG and Next. All right, so mine, I'm going to church, man. So my sister Adrian threatened me that if I hadn't included at least one of the songs of this album, that she was gonna have a problem with me. So, all right. So when we did our gospel episode, when I texted Adrian, I said, I need your list of songs. So she sent me this and she said, every single song off the Kurt Franklin and the Family Christmas album. So I hadn't heard this album in a while, but I tell you, they were singing on this album. This is actually one of Kurt Franklin's first releases, man. As an artist, producer, songwriter, composer. But yeah, this Christmas album is it. And it includes a song that a lot of people don't even know is a Christmas song, but it's like an extremely popular praise and worship song. It's called Now Behold the Lamb. It's basically about the birth of Jesus. So yeah, excellent song. Love the song, man. It's one of those songs that choirs sing outside of Christmas, and it's become one of his, I would say, standards when it comes to choir music. Yeah, absolutely love the song, man.
So the playlist I was listening to yesterday had I want to say it was one or two Kurt Franklin tracks that was off that album, and I don't know. Dang, I wish I had to remember the name of the song, but I was impressed. Like I missed out. I was like, how did I miss out on all this, good Christmas music? Like I guess I just was so used to listening to the classics that I never really paid attention to, the more I guess you could say modern day artists. Well, except for Tony Braxton. I do like Tony Braxton's Christmas album, but yes, the Kurt Franklin actually put together a great Christmas album.
He did. Yeah. This album has that song and has his version of Go Tell on the Mountain and Silent Night. Jesus is the Reason for the Season. Yeah. Thank You for Your Child. Man, it's absolute classic. And that's Tamala Mann that's singing on the song.
For the season. That's one that was on the playlist, and Yep.
It was great. Yeah. Excellent song, man. I didn't even look. I got so excited. I didn't even put it up on the screen for people to see. But yeah, man, this is one of them songs that take you to church, man. You mess around and catch yourself at the right time, and you're gonna find yourself in the spirit, man. But yeah, it's a great song, man. Born into sin, so I may live again. The precious Lamb of God. All right, we at number 7.
We at number 7. Yeah,
we going through.
Pretty fast on these.
Yeah, we moving, man. All right, let's talk. What you got for number 7?
All right, so my last one is from none other than the late great Mr. Otis Redding, who said
Yeah.
"Merry Christmas, baby."
Merry Christmas, baby. Show no treat me right.
Again, Booker T on the organ, Donald Duck Dunn on the bass, Steve Cropper on the guitar. It encapsulates again Christmas and love. Now, what I didn't know was that Otis Redding recorded 2 versions of this song.
Really?
Yeah. So if you listen to the Stax Christmas album, and I'm going to remember the name of that album one of these days. There's a version where they said it has "Merry Christmas, Baby" take 1. Same music, but Otis is singing the lyrics a little bit differently. And so the one that everybody else hears is the second version, or what I call the more, I guess, refined version of that song. But this is another classic that I have to hear during the holiday season or during the Christmas season.
Yeah. I almost chose that as the theme song for our intro, but I didn't want YouTube to be a hater and block our show, so I decided not to do it.
Right.
I love the song, man. Otis does his thing as usual on any song, man. But yeah, he talks about standing beneath the mistletoe and leaving presents, but he tells us
for Christmas, I'm in paradise.
Yeah, she treat him nice.
Which, I mean, let's be real. Otis could have bought his own diamond ring at that point.
I mean,
so
yeah, you so right, man.
But this has to be on anybody's Christmas playlist. Has to be
for sure.
Whole Christmas playlist.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so my 7th and final song is so the irony in this, the connection. I'm not gonna say irony. The connection is this song is performed by 3 different Motown artists, 3 different eras. So it was first performed by the Jackson 5. It was performed by the Temptations, and then it was performed again by Johnny Gill. So it's up for debate who has the best version of the song. But the version I'm choosing is from none other than Johnny Gill. That's "Give Love on Christmas Day." When I tell you, this brother sang that song, he put that 90s R&B flair on it, and then he hit them ad-libs at the end. Yeah, Johnny went to church on this.
Well, now I'm calling controversy.
Go ahead.
I'll call it controversy. Yes, Johnny did a good job with this song, but in my only opinion, I'm going with the Temptations version, the 1980 "Give Love on Christmas Day." Yes.
Let's rank them. 1, 2, and 3.
Temptations, Jackson 5, Johnny.
Johnny, Jackson 5, Temptations. Young Michael did his thing on it too.
Now we're gonna have to talk about the Jackson 5 and these Christmas songs.
We are. Yep. Yeah.
We want to talk about this.
Yeah. Let's make sure we get to that after we finish our honorable mentions. Let's get to the Jackson 5's Christmas.
We gotta talk about the Jackson 5 real quick. So okay.
Yeah, Johnny Gill, like this song was actually not released on any of Johnny Gill's albums. It's actually released on his greatest hits album. It's called Johnny Gill's Favorites. And I think it came.
Seen that album?
Yeah, on his greatest hits album. So you know what it means when a record label puts the greatest hits album up, that means your time is up because you ain't gonna make no money off no greatest hits album. Nope,
not at all.
Yeah. So look, someone said Bo Miller said Johnny was fussing in that song. He was. Why don't you give love? It was. Like that, Johnny. It's okay, but I love it though. It is the epitome of 90s R&B. That's why I love it so much. Yeah. So, all right. Let's get into our honor. Well, let's recap for the people who may have joined us late. Again, we're here talking about our favorite Christmas songs. All these songs will be compiled and put on the playlist, and I'll share information about where you can find that later. So, Q, let's name your 1 through 7 for the people who may have tuned in late.
All right, my 1 through 7. Ray Charles, "Christmas Time." Isaac Hayes, "Mistletoe and Me." Nat King Cole, Christmas song. Carla Thomas, Gee Whiz, It's Christmas. Wham, Last Christmas. Curtis Blow, Christmas Rapping. Otis Redding, Merry Christmas Baby.
All right, and my 7 were Stevie Wonder's That's What Christmas Means, Luther Vandross, Every Year, Every Christmas, Paul McCartney's Wonderful Christmas Time, Alexander O'Neal's My Gift to You, the OJ's I Can Hardly Wait Till Christmas, Kurt Franklin and the Family's Now Behold the Lamb, and Johnny Gill's Give Love on Christmas Day. Now we're going to talk about our honorable mentions, or those songs that missed the cut, which will also be included on the playlist. So, Q, share some of the songs that didn't make the cut, but were close to being on there, but you felt like were worth mentioning.
All right. So I know one of them was, I think I put the Jackson 5 up on the housetop.
Mm-hmm.
That was one. It was one that I didn't necessarily send you in advance, but it popped in my head just now. The Emotions, What Do the Lonely Do at Christmas?
Yeah.
That song is problematic because it's soulful, it's great, but it is sad.
Super sad.
Like, that's not a song that you would play, you know, in like if you have a group of people around. That's not a song you would play. That song is mad. It's sad. It's really
sad. Yeah, that's one of those songs that, like, when you didn't really listen to the lyrics until you got older. But yeah, man, that song's sad, dude.
That song is sad. I mean, the song itself, the music itself is beautiful, but that song is sad. Like, it'll have you crying.
Yeah, for real. All right. So
one more. I think I put Albert King's Santa Claus Wants Some Love.
When you sent me that and I saw that song, man, I was like,
you gotta listen to it.
The title says it all. The title says Santa Claus Wants Some Loving. Like,
actually put the bite together. Yeah.
Santa needs love too. We're hard. Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
No? All right, so some actually, I got your honorable mentions list here, man. So yeah, I think you hit on most of them. One I did know that you put down was like Otis Redding's version of White Christmas. I didn't know he did one.
Yeah, he did.
Okay,
he did a version of White Christmas, and it was on the. Let me get this right. Atlantic Records put out a Soul Christmas album.
Okay.
So that album had White Christmas by Otis Redding, also Merry Christmas Baby, and a song by Carla Thomas, All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Yep.
And so, of course, because Stax had distribution deal with Atlantic, then the majority of the artists on this album, mostly all, came from Stax, with the exceptions of Clarence Carter, William Bell, and it was this other group. I can't think of their names right now. But all the Atlantic artists had a song on this album. Even Luther Vandross.
Oh, wow.
Luther Vandross had a song. It was called, I think it was called Merry Christmas. And this is when he had his group called Luther.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
All right. Yeah, man. So, one song you had on here was, I love this song. The Temptations version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh, yeah. Again.
Yeah.
That's
yes.
White track with no picture on there. This is a song I remember as a kid.
Yep.
And I like they start off in the version. It's so soulful, you know. And he goes through the names of all the reindeer.
Yeah.
And then, you know, oh, Rudolph the Red. Go on now.
Yeah. And it had my man Eddie Kendricks was singing on it.
Yep.
The Temptations be like, "Hey, Rudolph."
Yeah, I mean, come on now. That's like early. I think that song had to come out in the early 70s. And that was just, you know, a funkier version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah. I hadn't heard that one in a minute. I saw that on your list. I was like, yeah, that's dope. All right. My honorable mentions, songs that barely missed the cut. Boyz II Men's rendition of Silent Night. Of course, Let It Snow. Can't 90s R&B, Christmas music. This is a song that you hear a lot as soon as the Christmas season start.
It has to be on the playlist.
It has to. Yeah, this is from their Christmas Interpretations album. I think I have that on CD somewhere. The Preacher's Wife soundtrack. Yep, Whitney Houston,
Yep.
Preacher's Wife soundtrack, the song that she did with the Georgia Mass Choir, "Joy to the World." Oh, shit. That's yeah. Whitney did her thing, man. It's unfortunate we didn't get to see an older version of Whitney Houston because I felt like with her connections to those that were in the gospel industry, we would have got a gospel album out of Whitney Houston. And
I know it would have happened.
This is the closest we got to
happen.
Yeah, that would have happened. Yep. Yeah. I feel like we would have got a gospel album out of Chris. But yeah, the Preacher's Wife, excellent album. Like I said, Whitney hits a lot of gospel standards on that album. I made a post and put a poll up and said, is the Preacher's Wife a Christmas album or an album that just so happened to be about a movie that came out at Christmas time? What do you?
I'm gonna say it's a Christmas album.
I am too. Yeah, I am too. The majority of the people said that it was a Christmas album.
Yeah.
All right. So let me see what my other honorable mentions were. Charlie Wilson's "I Still Have You" from the Best Man Holiday soundtrack. It's a nice two-stepping track. Yep. "What You Want for Christmas" by the Quad City DJs and 69 Boys. What you really want for Christmas? It's the hood version of the 12 Days of Christmas, y'all. And it's dope.
It is dope. It is dope.
Yep. 5 months free rent. Yeah, that's my jam right there, man. PJ Morton featuring Yolanda Adams, "Do You Believe?" And Pentatonics, which I saw in concert a couple weeks ago. They actually came to Columbia, and the homie Mo Millie calls Pentatonics the singing Power Rangers. I like to call them the United Nations because they got somebody represented from every ethnicity in the group. But they did sing, man. Like that they can sing. Like they're one of those artists that like are true to form. Like what they sound like on the album, they sound like in person. And them are so crisp and clean, and the tone, and yeah. But that song, they did a song called "Grown Up Christmas List" on their Christmas album featuring Kelly Clarkson. It's a really good song. It's deep too.
I'm gonna have to look into that one. Yeah, because I'm not familiar with their Christmas music, so I'm gonna look into that one.
Yeah. They've almost sort of become like the group when it comes to Christmas music over the last 5 or 6 years. But yeah, their Christmas albums are dope, man. Acapella group, minimal production behind them. The voices are great. And when I tell you the packed house at Colonial Life Arena, you would think you were at a Carolina women's basketball game. That's how many people were at that concert.
Really?
Yeah. When they walked out on stage and the lights came up, they were like, "Wow, Columbia!" They weren't expecting that.
Okay. Yeah. So I get back.
Yeah, check it out. If you're not familiar with Pentatonics, check out their Christmas album, y'all. All right. So one of my favorite parts of the show, This or That, Christmas edition. And if y'all gonna be mad at anybody tonight, be mad at QG because he always come up with the hard questions to stop.
I don't mean to. It just happens. It happens. Yeah. But this is gonna be a good one. Y'all gonna enjoy this one.
This is good, man. I added a few in, but I give you credit for these. That's why I always, anytime we plan it for the show, I say, Q, give me some stuff for this or that, man. I love this segment of the show. You know what? We may have to do before the end of the year is up, do a this or that and do it on IG.
Yeah.
Well, folks. Yeah. All right, let's do it. This or that. All right, audience. This is audience participation. Those of you who are still left behind, ham or turkey for Christmas? What we having at Christmas dinner? Q, what we having? Ham or turkey?
Ham.
I'm going with ham. I'm going with ham. I like turkey, but it has to be done right. Everybody don't do turkey right. If it ain't done right, they need to be fried.
Yeah, and I mean, I'd rather have turkey at Thanksgiving versus Christmas. So I'm going. Well, actually, for Christmas, I'd rather have a pork shoulder.
Yeah.
Half a hog. But we'll go with ham.
Yeah. Last year, we did a non-traditional Christmas dinner. We did seafood oil for Christmas last year. Yeah, just to have something different so we don't have a repeat of Thanksgiving all over again.
Yeah.
Someone brought up chicken. Timogen. I see Timogen. Yeah, you can have chicken too.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but me and Q gonna go with ham. All right. Next on the list, fruitcake or butter Danish cookies.
So I am going with. Ooh, this is going to be hard. You know what? Because of where I am, I'm gonna say fruitcake.
What?
So a lot of people don't like, for whatever reason, a lot of people don't like fruitcake. I know somebody that can make a fruitcake so good it had people eating out of their hands.
Stop lying.
I'm not lying. I'm not lying.
I ain't never heard of a fruitcake ever being good.
Well, I know somebody to make a fruitcake. And she may be listening to this show right now. Shout out to my mama who makes a good fruitcake.
Yeah, okay. Shout out.
So,
yeah.
And so, yes, so that's why I'm going with fruitcake. Although my 1A would be the butter Danish cookies.
Yeah, the butter Danish cookies in the metal tin.
Metal tin, yeah.
Bruh. That's my choice. You remember back in the day, you would get those as gifts. Like somebody would give you those as gifts.
Mm-hmm.
I remember me and my sister used to smash them butter Danish cookies, man. Like we would eat all them joints.
Man, all of them. All of them. I used to pretzel shaped joints and just work my way on the way around.
Yeah, the joints with the waves in them.
Mm-hmm.
And the one with the little hole in the middle. Yeah.
And I was surprised to see that A, that they're still around, but B, if you go to Costco or you go to Sam's, you can get the joint that's the tin that's like this.
Yep.
Full of butter Danish cookies.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't buy it, but yeah, you can.
So man, last year, it's a funny story, man. I bought the staff at work that I supervise, I bought them the little round tins of butter Danish cookies. One of the secretaries, man, she smashed them cookies in like 2 days. She didn't even take it home. She was like, Mr. Harris, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to eat all these cookies today. Yeah, butter Danish cookies.
So you only see them like one time a year. Like you won't see butter Danish cookies any other time. But come like October, November, the stores have them, ready lined up, ready to go.
You know what I call fruitcake? Fruitcake is the gift to keep on giving because don't nobody ever want it. They just keep re-gifting the fruitcake.
No, because people buy like that pre-packaged fruitcake. The one that's all pre-made, sealed up in that plastic with the red light. That's the problem. Like I think if people had homemade fruitcake and they had one that was done right, then they would change their minds about fruitcake.
Oh man, look, Timogen is hilarious, man. He said, talking about the butter Danish cookies, make sure they were storage in the tins for real.
Well, I mean, that was the after effect, right? You empty it and then it was repurposed.
It was repurposed. And listen, here's the thing. Like, one thing about us and our people, we're gonna repurpose something. Yeah. So I remember my grandma, she took them empty butter Danish cookie tins and she would put her sewing materials in them.
We had one full of pennies.
Yeah, it's a loose change.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Just throw the pennies right into the can. Ding! So
all right, man, I can't stop laughing. All right, so the next one is, I added this one. Sugar cookies or Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes?
So I thought about that after I sent you the list. I gotta go with the Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes, although, let me disclaimer, I don't eat them no more.
Me either.
No.
So I found out no more.
But there was once upon a time when I may have gone to the Dollar Tree down the street from me and found out that they were selling them joints for $1 a box.
Yep.
And that's actually what made me stop eating Little Debbie cakes.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I said, that's it. It's a wrap. You need to stop eating this right now because this is going to be trouble. But the last time I ate some, it was these Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes.
I'm going with Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes too. Them things are crack. Man, I got a colleague, man, who I consider a friend, man. He absolutely loves Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes, man. I bought him we exchanged gifts last year. I bought him like the Sam's Club size box that you get U.S. Foods that had like 50 of them in there.
Yeah.
Man, he's so mad at me, man, because he plowed through them, man. Like he'll eat them instead of eating his lunch at work, man. He loved Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes.
Wow.
Love them.
I had to leave him alone.
That's right. Yeah, me too, man. Tim and Jen, I don't want to tell you all the ingredients that's in these little Debbie Christmas tree cakes. I'm not ruining it for nobody.
Nope.
You have to, yes, you have to look it up. All right, next one. Candy canes or Reese's Christmas trees?
I want Reese's Christmas trees.
Me too, because I prefer chocolate over mint. But as a kid, man, I used to kill some candy canes though.
Yeah, I'm going with the Reese's. Can't go wrong with Reese's.
Yeah, man. We are a certain age where folks used to put candy canes on the Christmas tree, and you better not touch them either until Christmas Day. Like, don't touch them candy canes. Yeah. And I still remember my sister getting a spanking because she touched the candy cane on the Christmas tree at my grandparents' house, and they told her not touch the candy cane. I guess she thought because she was one of the younger grandchildren, she can get away with it. No, ma'am. All right. Next one on the list. We're gonna go to movies. Home Alone or Home Alone 2?
Yeah, okay. That one I kind of did make hard on purpose. I'm gonna go with the original Home Alone.
Me too. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the original Home Alone. Yeah. See, I'm gonna go with Home Alone.
I still say that Kevin's dad was moving bricks.
Bruh. Okay. So let's talk about this real quick. So, first of all, if I'm not mistaken, he paid for everybody to go to Paris, right?
Well, no, I found out that his brother was the one that paid for everybody to go to Paris. But I'm looking at the house that they had. Like, hold up now, Peter. What exactly were you doing to have such a fine home with all them kids?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And then when they went to when Home Alone 2, when Kevin had gone to New York, like, hold up. What you doing to be able to afford all that room service Kevin ran up at the Waldorf Astoria?
Yeah, Waldorf. Yeah, exactly.
Now, it was a 2-income household. But still.
It's a movie, man. You know what wouldn't fly? Neither one of these. Home Alone wouldn't fly in today's like politically correct society, man. No. Like even my kids recognized that the first time they seen it. Like when they were my oldest boys when they were in elementary school, they was like, "Dad, this movie could come out today. People too sensitive."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, I want to know, like, how did he? I mean, I get it's a movie, but man, how did he come up with all that stuff? I mean, this kid was brilliant.
He was.
Yeah.
Was.
One thing I will say though, Kevin has smart mouth too. When I go back and watch these movies, I'm like, man, that movie would have been over the first. That movie would have been over the first time he talked back to his mom on that staircase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I didn't know was, and I found out way later on, was the little brother. Well, the one named Fuller.
That's the cousin.
I realized that was his actual real life brother.
Yeah, Kieran. Yep.
Yeah, I found that out way after the fact.
Yep. All right, so yeah, we both agree on this one. So I'm gonna throw a hard one in. This is African. This is 2 Black Christmas staple movies. The Best Man Holiday or This Christmas. Got to pick one.
Best Man Holiday.
I'm going with the Best Man Holiday too. And every time I watch that movie, somebody start cutting onions in the room.
Yeah, it was a good one.
That's a good one, man. Listen, when this movie came out, this is the 10-year anniversary of Best Man Holiday. When it came out in the movie theaters, man, there was not a dry eye in that movie. At the gravesite, when Lance finally broke, man, it wasn't a dry eye in that movie theater, man.
Yeah, there was not.
It's a good one, man. It's a good one, and the soundtrack is good too. This is one of my favorite Christmas albums.
Yeah.
All right, next one. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation or Scrooged?
This is a tough one, but I'm gonna go with Christmas Vacation.
Me too. Absolute classic, man. I feel like Chevy Chase. I feel like some of that movie was improvised, man. Like There's no way some of the stuff he was saying was in that script. Yeah.
No, I just always laugh about cousin Eddie rolling up in the arc. Talking
Yeah.
about, yeah, well, Clark, you know, I sold my house for this.
And you remember how disappointed he was when he opened that envelope and thought it was gonna be a Christmas bonus, thought it was gonna be a check.
Yeah, Eddie went and kidnapped the dude because he wanted to get paid.
That's an Eddie. Clark was hurt, man. I would have been in the same position if I was him. I don't work hard. All you gonna give me is a gift certificate for a ham? Nah, bruh.
Well, hey, in real life, that actually happened. You know,
Yeah.
I worked where, you know, we worked hard, we was getting, you know, stuff done, and at the end of the year, bonus, here, you better take a $10 gift certificate to Giant or grocery store called Giant, go get you a turkey or a ham.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. They was like, here, it was a $10 gift certificate to Giant food stores to get either a turkey or a ham. No lie.
$10 ain't gonna buy you no turkey, no ham. You get a turkey,
Well,
you get turkey wings.
no, well, this was 2005 or 6. So at that time, yeah, was able to get like a small.
Yeah, food is now.
Small ham.
Yeah. Dega Marie said she chose Scrooge. That's a good one too. Bill Murray did his thing in that movie, man. That's a good one too.
He
I haven't
did.
seen it in a while. So typically once I'm off work, the days leading up to Christmas, all I do is watch Christmas movies, man. Me and my family, we just lay on the couch and lounge and watch Christmas movies. All right. So the next one is popular Christmas cartoons, A Charlie Brown Christmas, or How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
You know, I'm going with Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Charlie. This was tough. I'm gonna go with Charlie Brown Christmas too. I just love the story behind it, man.
Mm-hmm. But it's a classic.
Yeah, he picked out that pathetic Christmas tree. But the most memorable part is the dance scene, man, when Linus is jamming on the piano and everybody watch a different kid every single time, and they all do a different dance moves.
All doing a different dance move.
Yeah. And then the Grinch is good too. What I love about the Grinch, I saw a meme that said it wasn't that the Grinch didn't like Christmas; he just didn't like people. And Grinch, I understand. I get it. Yeah, I get it. He didn't Christmas.
When you're a kid, you see the Grinch as being evil, but as you get older, it's like, you know what, Grinch? I kind of see where you're coming from.
Damn, man. Yeah, I understand. I saw another one this morning. I showed my wife this morning. It said, it was a meme that said, the Grinch wouldn't have been so angry if every 5 minutes they wasn't interrupting his scene to tell everybody how bad he was.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next one. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer or Frosty the Snowman?
I'll go with Rudolph.
Yeah. We haven't agreed on most of these. I'm going with Rudolph. Yeah. Frosty's a little that one's a little different. Mm-hmm. I'm going with Rudolph.
Yeah, I'm going with Rudolph because Rudolph had basically showed them like, hey, I'm gonna be the one to make this thing happen.
That's right. Yeah. It's an underdog. It's an underdog story.
Right. And that's why I like it. That's why I like it, because I identify with it.
Correct. All right. Eggnog, grocery store or liquor store?
You know, I'm going with the liquor store. Pennsylvania Dutch. Can't go wrong.
Look at me taking notes. You said Pennsylvania Dutch?
Yeah, it's an eggnog in the comes in I believe it's a glass bottle now. It might be plastic, but I think it's glass. It's called Pennsylvania Dutch eggnog. And yeah, that's the one I'm with. Because store-bought eggnog is cool. And matter of fact, one, it comes in the glass bottle that's actually pretty nice. My stomach can't really handle it, but it's actually pretty good. And I mix, I happen to spike it a little bit, how I do.
Yeah,
but
spike eggnog is where it's at.
Yeah, but the Pennsylvania Dutch one is pretty good, and especially if you spike it even more.
Timogen said it too. He said, "Let me write that down." Yeah.
But don't hold me to that. I'm gonna double check and make sure that's the name of it. But I believe it's called Pennsylvania Dutch, and it comes in a in half handle size.
Yeah. All right, next one. So we talked about this, man. White Christmas Otis Redding or the Platters? I like the Platters version.
I'm going with Otis.
Yeah. But I think both. Like I said, I had never heard Otis's version until you had him on your honorable mentions list. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Platters just because I like the harmonies, man. And it don't have very much music to it. Them boys just harmonizing. All right.
So I need to do some research and see who actually did White Christmas first, because I know Bing Crosby had a version, and now I know Platters, and then here come Otis. So I need to find out who actually did it first out of those.
Give me a second, and I can look it up right now, man. All right, so the original White Christmas. All right, so the original White Christmas is a song reminiscent about an old-fashioned Christmas setting. It was written by Irving Berlin. It's a 1942 musical film, Holiday Inn. And it was originally sung by Bing Crosby. So he does have the original version.
Okay.
Yep. So some facts about the song. It's been covered by many artists. His version is the world's best-selling single. Wow. Over Mariah Carey. Can you believe that? With estimated sales in excess of 50. Okay. This is the difference because Mariah Carey's is mostly due to streaming. Bing Crosby's is physical copies. It is sold in excess of 50 million physical copies worldwide. Goodness gracious.
Oof.
That's life-changing money right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. And last one, Christmas trees. Real or fake Christmas trees?
Well, I'm going with the real because it's something about that pine smell once it starts kind of branching out.
Yeah.
Yeah, something about that pine smell this time of the year that just makes the season right. So I'm going with the real one.
Yeah. My preference is so my wife she grew up with real ones. She didn't put me on the real ones until we were married, but we did used to do real ones, but we stopped the last couple of years because we're just so busy. You don't really have time to go pick it out and do everything that goes along with it. But man, I enjoy the real Christmas trees too. We're eventually gonna get back to it, man. But like with 3 children and all of them got activities and stuff, we just had to do what we had to do.
I get it.
So in fact, I think a couple years ago, the Christmas tree we have now, she sprayed some pine scented stuff on it. Man, had the whole house. You would have thought it was real, man. Yeah. Timmy just says fake with the pine candle burning from Bath and Body Works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, do what you gotta do. What you gotta do. All right. So instead of your motivational minute, Q, I decided to come up with something different, man. Let's so our Christmas wish to you, Q. So what Christmas wish do you have for the people who support our platform, my brother?
I just wish everybody good health, happiness, wealth, and just remember the spirit of the season and remember, how can I put this? Next year is going to be an interesting year. So just hold on tight to the ones that you love. Hold on tight to your ideals and your morals and your character. Because we don't know what's about to happen, but yeah. That's my for everybody.
Yeah, we're gonna be all right. Yeah. So my Christmas wish, man, it's been on my heart to talk to families that are grieving the loss of loved ones. Whether you lost someone last week, last month, several months ago, or several years ago, man, holiday season is hard when you're dealing with loss and grief. So, my wish to those that are experiencing difficult times, particularly during the holiday season, when you think about those loved ones that aren't here, give yourself space to feel. It's okay to grieve, and nobody can't tell you what that should look and feel like. So give yourself an opportunity to feel, let those emotions out in whichever way you see fit. But yeah, so that's my thing, man. Like, you can still find joy in the holiday season, but also give yourself an opportunity to feel those emotions when they arise.
Yep.
So yeah, so like, man, it don't matter when you experience a loss. Loss is heavy regardless of when it happened.
Yep. And I mean, if you can't, surround yourself around people who are going to be there for you. You don't necessarily go through this Christmas season or holiday season by yourself.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely correct, man. So, introduction of our next show topic. So we haven't decided if we're going to do something at the end of the year. We did something at the end of 2023 last year, I think a couple days before the new year. So we'll touch base. We'll send out something if we do. But if we do, it'll be something impromptu. We may jump on IG Live or something like that, because I know we both are busy with holiday seasons and travel and things like that. So we'll just keep the people posted. But let's talk about our first show of 2025 and what that topic is going to be, Q.
Before we do that, there's one thing I talk about.
Oh,
we want to talk about the Jackson 5 and these Christmas songs.
Yes.
Because as much as we love the Jackson 5 Christmas songs and Christmas albums, I didn't, and this is before I found out, like, how y'all singing about Christmas, but you Jehovah's Witness? I see hypocrisy and dollar signs.
Yes. Yeah. Joe Jackson was like, I know what we are, but y'all gonna make this album and you gonna sing it good too.
Oh yeah, or they would get beat.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I just, when I
on the wall right there. That is, like you said, the purest form of hypocrisy. Them boys don't even celebrate Christmas and put out one of the dopest Christmas albums ever.
Yes.
So like
they really was sitting up at 2300 Jackson Street around the Christmas tree, celebrating, knowing good and well they did not.
Ever. No. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Y'all don't celebrate Christmas, but y'all singing your hearts out on a Christmas song.
Yep. One of the most notable Christmas albums, period, of any genre. And the boys celebrate Christmas. Family don't celebrate Christmas.
Right.
But they sure are all smiles on that album cover.
Sure are.
Cheesing.
So yeah. But so now that we kind of diverted from our original conversation, we're going to get back real quick. And our 2025, the first show is going to be protest music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Because people realize it or not, music influences your thoughts. Music was a driving force back in the day, in my opinion, of protests. And there were many.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Music was a huge component of the civil rights movement.
Yep.
Followed by the Black Power movement.
Yep.
Some of the best soul music has come out of political unrest.
Yep.
People sharing their opinions.
Yep.
That's one of the liberties that we have in this country is free speech.
Yep. It was a component of protest against the Vietnam War.
Mm-hmm. And if it wasn't for music, we would never have gotten the MLK holiday because the Stevie Wonder song "Happy Birthday." Yep.
So that's going to be January 2025 show. We're going to talk about political and/or protest music. So stay tuned for showtime date. We will let you know.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. So I talked about this a little bit, but I wanted to make sure I let the people know. So the Saturday Sit Down now has its very own Instagram page. Prior to that, any content that was created was shared on both my page and QG's page, and When the Needle Drops, or at Nerdy Little Bubba. But now we have moved all Saturday Sit Down content from this point forward will be posted on the Saturday Sit Down's Instagram page. So if you are a first-time viewer, or if you are a long-time viewer of our discussions, please follow our platform at the Saturday Sit Down on Instagram. And playlist for this show will be posted in the bio on Apple Music and Spotify. Just click on once you go to the profile, click on the links, and it'll have both playlists there. It's called the Saturday Sit Down Christmas. So check that out. And as always, make sure, spread the word. Tell people about us. We welcome those who have not been introduced to our platform before. We love what we do. We love sharing our love for music. We love having a good time when we come on here. Y'all always cut up in the comments and in the comment section. So like, on the page. Like, comment, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Tell your people to tell your people about Saturday Sit Down. It's your favorite music podcast.
That's right. That's right. Join us.
Yeah. You tell the people about when you had your Saturday Sit Down sweatshirt on today. Or yesterday.
So today, as I arrived at the airport, my wife and I, we were going to the rental car counter, got to the rental car counter, and the young lady behind the counter was, getting our vehicle for us, and she saw my hoodie, Saturday Sit Down hoodie, and she asked me about it. She goes, "Oh, Saturday Sit Down, what's that?" And so I explained to her that it was our YouTube show, which we talked about music. And so she asked me if I knew about dubstep. And I basically told her I do know some about it, but I can't say I listen to it all the time. And she was like, "Well, maybe y'all should do a show about dubstep." Now, me and Terrence like to talk about this, but it was just interesting that me simply wearing a hoodie sparked somebody's interest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so, branding, I didn't, branding. I just put the hoodie on, not even thinking about it, because it was cold. Yeah. But branding, silent, as I call it.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. The logo is starting to become identifiable now, man, which I love. Man, I actually wore my work yesterday and did the same thing. I was like, so you got your phone with you? Go ahead and go to YouTube right now and look up the Saturday Sit Down and hit that subscribe button.
That's right.
So, yeah, again, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your fellow music lovers to follow us on the Saturday Sit Down on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, as well as follow us on the Saturday Sit Down on Instagram. And in closing, we want to wish everyone a safe, healthy, and fulfilling holiday season. Yes. Thank you all for continuing to tune in and support this platform. And more than likely, we won't see you all again until 2025. So not only Merry Christmas, but Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah. So we want to make sure we cover all the holidays you celebrate. Again, the playlists are available on Spotify and Apple Music and are available on our Saturday Sit Down Instagram page. So with that being said, I am signing off. I am T. Harris at When the Needle Drops.
I'm QG at The Nerdy Little Bubba. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, peace, love, hair grease.
Yep.